So hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel CodeML, and today our topic would be conditional statements and loops in Python. So before going on and discussing conditional statements or loops, I wanted to show you the logical operators which are used to validate or check and used within these conditional statements and also in loops. So what all the logical operators are defined in Python. Here are those logical operators. So this equal sign represent to check for any value that whether number one is equal to number b or not, or a string is equal to string or not, and it will be only be like we will be able to validate by two equals sign. So this is equals, then the not equals to operator is like this. This is a less than, and then less than or equal to is this one, then greater than is this, and greater than equal to operator is this operator. So you must be already aware of these logical operators and how to use. We will be just checking in a while. So okay, so the first statement which we are going to check is a if else, that is a conditional statement. So in our programming requirements, if suppose we need to check that okay, for a given condition, if and only if it passes certain parameters or certain constraints, then only it should be inserted into the data, into a database. So for checking those conditions, we apply the conditional statements. So for validating any of the logics which we need to validate before getting the data passed, or getting those statements executed, which we want only and only if our parameter or an attribute is true for certain conditions. So in that case only, the statements beneath it should be executed. So here I'll be showing you what all the conditional statements are in Python. See, firstly is a if else block, then another for checking multiple conditions for a same attribute. We write a if elif and else block, and there is also a standalone if block. So I have shown here beneath below all this by examples. So my first example is we have an attribute named current location, and I have given it as Hyderabad. So this is the if else block. If the current location is equal to Bangalore, then we should print the statement within this if else statement. That means if this condition gets out to be true, then only it should go inside this if block and it should execute this condition, or else if the condition comes out to be false, then the else block should be executed. So this is the syntax of if else block, and this is how the Python interpreter executes in this sequence. That once again I will reiterate. Suppose you have written this is if keyword. If you write any condition and if it comes out to be true, then only it will execute the statements beneath it, or else if you have written a else block with the if statement, then the else block will be executed, or it will just come out of the this if else block. Okay, so this was my first example. I will try and let you know that how what is the output coming. So our current location variable is Hyderabad, and we are checking for current location whether is equals to Bangalore or not. Okay, so when I'm doing a shift enter, it is showing me that okay, else block gets executed. Suppose if I copy and I'm writing over here, now let's check what will be the output. You can see the statement beneath the if condition, when it came out to be true, so this print statement got executed. Okay, next example, we have two numbers. We have assigned the value as both the numbers are equal as of now, that is 15, and we are checking. See here we have also used a bitwise operator, that is and there are also other bitwise operators like or and yeah, so or and are bitwise operators, and even not is also a bitwise operator which we use in Python, but most oftenly we use or and. So here when we need to check for multiple conditions with the same operator, then we use a bitwise operator also. So here, these are the two conditions which we are checking in our if block. If A is greater than B and if A equals to B, then this will be executed, or else this block will be executed. So here, as we can see, that both the values A and B are having equal values, that is 15. So let's see what it will execute. It is executing B is greater. Why? See, because this condition, it will not come as true. Why? Because 15 is not greater than 15, and only this condition comes out to be true. That's why this as a whole, it doesn't pass out. That means this whole condition was not came out to be true. Hence, the block beneath it didn't get executed. That's why the Python interpreter went into the else block, and B greater was shown as an output. If here we would have written as or, then our output would have been different like this. Why? Because or will check for only one condition between these two to be true, but and checks for both the conditions written to the left and right of it, that whether both the conditions are true or not in the case of and for or, only among these two conditions one can be true, and it will successfully go into the if block, and it will execute the statements under it. So I hope you must be clear with this if else block. Coming on to our next example, where I've used example of if, elif and else. Here we have assigned a name to a variable person, and we are checking that okay, if person is equal to Aman, this will be executed. If person is equal to CodeML, that is the name of my channel, then it will execute this. Or else, if suppose the value assigned to this is something different, then it will go finally to the else block, and it will ask for your correct name. So let's see what it executes. Yes, it will execute the same, but if suppose I write over here Rahul, then ideally it should go to the else block. And yes, it went to the else block like this. Why? Because it firstly the person values was checked for that whether Rahul is equal to Aman, came out to be false. Then it went to another condition, that is elif, that okay, suppose if person name is equal to CodeML, this also doesn't came out to be true. Hence, finally it will go to the else block, and it printed the statement over here. So this is the if elif else block. I hope you must be clear with this also. So now, after those conditional statements, now we will be discussing about the loops. So firstly, what does loop mean? Loop means like iterating through and going back again and again till the condition for it either it goes to the end of the iteration, or if the condition goes out to be false. But here in case of for loop, here the iteration goes through the last of the expression till last. And here I have shown you the for loop by the help of example, where I am in my first example I am iterating through a list. So here, this is our first example, that is list 1. I have assigned the list values in the square brackets to a variable list 1, and I am iterating through it using a for loop. So what is the syntax? For is the keyword, X is the incremental operator, which will iterate through starting from 0 till end of the element inside the list. Okay, and finally what we are doing is we are printing out. So shift enter, and it prints all of the list values in different lines. So this was one example for loop. Second example, here I am checking that whether the numbers in the list are we have a condition and we have a requirement, like if suppose the number is an even number, we should print that number. But if suppose that number is not an even number in the list, it should be printed as odd number. The output should be odd number and not the number itself. So here, this is my piece of code for this. What I have done is we have assigned the value 1 2 3 4 to the list variable, and we have started iterating using this num incremental operator. See here, you can write anything, x, y, z, anything, but and those all variables you should place inside. Why? Because this incremental operator will take one value at a time in one iteration. Okay, so here I have used num as the incremental variable, and we are iterating through this num variable in this list one by one. So firstly it will start from the first element, that is the 0th index, and we are checking now with the help of for and if else block we will be performing this requirement. Okay, so here for num in list 1, if num modulo 2 is equal to 0, that means if modulo, see modulo, what modulo gives, this is a modulo operator. What it gives, it will give, it will divide and it will check for a remainder if the remainder is equal to 0 or not equal to 0. So here in the case of C, we have used the equals operator. So if the number is fully divisible by 2, then what will happen, the remainder will come out to be 0. Suppose in the case of example 4, 4 when divided by 2, it will be exactly divisible by 2 and there will be no remainder. But in case of 3, if you are dividing 2, if you're dividing 3 by 2, then one will be the remainder. Okay, so here in this case it will check for firstly for 1. Okay, 1 divided by 2, that is 1 modulo 2, the remainder will be, see it's already 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5, so there is a remainder, right? So it is not equal to 0, hence it will not print num, it will go into the else block and it will print odd number. See, this is the output. Same is the case for when we are going to 2, this condition will come out to be true and it will print the number. So I hope you are also clear with this example. Coming to the strings iteration, see this this kind of a string iteration also we use sometimes in our programming world. So here this is also important. So strings of iteration, what we are doing, this is the incremental operator, and it will take the alphabets from the assigned string where we are going to iterate one by one, and it is printing in line by line. See, if suppose we have written hello world 123, so it is also printed 123 since it is in a quote. So within quote, whatever characters we will be writing, whether it is a number, special character, or even the alphabets, it will print considering it as a string. So this was the example of a string iteration. Hope you are clear with this also. Now coming on, these were the examples of for loop. Now coming on to while loop. So here in while loop we also check for a condition also, and until and unless when the condition comes out to be false, then only the iteration breaks and the looping function gets like stopped. So here like with the while condition, with the while loop, we also write a condition. So here what is our example, I have shown this is the while loop syntax, and while is the keyword for it, and underneath we will be writing the piece of code which needs to be executed. Okay, so we have assigned a value 1 to a variable num, and we are checking for a condition that okay, until and unless number is less than equal to 6, that means till 6 it should print the number, and after that the loop should be breaked and the loop should be stopped. Basically the iteration should be stopped. So I am doing the shift enter, and what is this num plus equal to 1? See, this is the shortcut of this num is equal to num plus 1. So that's why this is the short notation for num is equal to num plus 1. If here we would have written num minus equal to 1, that means num is equal to num minus 1. If it is written as num multiplication is equal to 1, then num is equal to num into 1. So this is just a short notation for this. Okay, I am doing a shift enter, and see, till 6 it got printed. If you would have written over here like this only, then it would have printed till 5 only. Okay, so after 5 what it will do, it will go and assign that okay, now num plus 1 equals to 1, it has printed 5, then it will come over here, it will increase the number value num is equal to 6, and again it will go to this condition, it will check that okay, whether 6 is less than equal to 6. If yes, it will go inside. If not, it will just come out of the iteration, and it will go to the next statement, whatever needs to be executed in a program. So I hope you are clear with this example. Coming on to the next example, here what we are doing is, here we have used the same example but just a break statement. It is an add-on over here. So what is break doing? Here we are checking that okay, you print the numbers till 6, but if suppose the number value comes out to be 3, what you should do, you should break. You should break and come out of the loop. That means the Python interpreter should come out of the loop. So break, what it does, it just stops the iteration, and then and there only, and the whole while loop will be like finished, and the execution will be finished, and uh, it will go, the Python interpreter will go to the next line of code which needs to be executed. Okay, so this is the function of break. Okay, so once, see, till num equal to 3 it got printed. After this, when see, this was the condition, print num, and suppose now the current iteration is num equal to 3. So if 3 equals to 3, yes, true, then it will go and execute this break statement, and that's why we didn't got the values like 4, 5 and 6, since it got just break and the iteration was stopped. So this is the function of this is basically the function of break statement, stopping the iteration for a loop. So this was an example of while loop with a break statement. And finally, I have a interview requirement where using a list comprehension, you need to check the even numbers for a list and print them. So here, see, first of all, I will like to show you the list comprehension syntax. Yesterday I also talked about lambda expressions, and I have given almost like 6 to 7 lambda expressions, and I explained you in a very clear format that what is lambda expression. Since Python interviews already, they have like 2 to 3 questions in each of the other companies, they will have at least 2 to 3 questions based on lambda expressions and also on list comprehensions. So here, this is a list comprehension syntax. What, firstly, you need to write the expected output. That means the output which you are wanting as a result set. Okay, and then we use a for keyword, and after that we'll be writing the input variable, and the in is the keyword, that is in is also a Python keyword over here, you need to write that. And then the range or list or tuples or any other dictionary from which you want the values to be taken to this input variable, and based on this the operations would be performed and we will get the output. So this is the syntax of list comprehension. Here I have taken a condition and I have written a list comprehension to check for the even numbers and provide the squares for it. Okay, earlier it was like this, so you must be confused. That's why I've written, firstly I will show you for this example. See, we have a list from 0 to 10, and this is our result set. This is our result set list variable, and this is our output which will come. So this is our input variable, and this input variable values will be taken from this org list. So firstly it will take 0, then 1, then 2, and before that, assigning it to X, it will also check that, okay, if this condition comes out to be true, then you assign this to this and perform and send it as a output. Okay, so I will firstly do a shift enter for this. You can see all the even numbers are printed. Why? Because for only the even numbers where the remainder comes out to be 0, then only this condition comes out to be true, and this value goes on to this X. And as a result, it will be printed and assigned to this list variable. Okay, if suppose you need to print the squares of such numbers, you will be doing a shift enter, and now you will be able to differentiate that this was the exactly the output which was assigned to this list variable. So I hope you must be clear with today's topic, that is conditional statements and loops in Python. I have shown you various examples, and believe me, these questions are this type of scenarios are most commonly used and also being interviewed. Hence, you should be clear with these scenarios, and I hope you must like the content for today. So please hit like, share and subscribe my channel, and post your doubts if any in the comment section. Thank you.